Hey guys, happy Monday and welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. I'm going to come back to that. So let's see what Mr. Rafa did today. Today, Rafa put some, I guess I could call them almost like finishing touches here on the red buggy. So he did install the carburetor using the riser block that I had machined previously. The thing was over twice this tall and just looked kind of goofy. There was no reason for it to be that tall. Got plenty of clearance there with all the mechanism on that side of the carburetor to the alternator. So again, chopped that thing down, and then there it is. The only thing Rafa had to do was kind of fiddle around with the linkage here, because the 40 horse motor, of course, uses this kind of, I don't know, weird, for lack of a better word, return spring mechanism here with the sleeve and the spring and all this stuff. And we had an aftermarket cable in there, and it was like the wrong length. I don't know. Long story short, Rafa swapped out the cable and he put one of these, I don't know, I guess they're basically mainly made for like repairing if you have a broken cable. He put one of those ends on there and cut things to length, and had to modify the little collar a little bit in there that holds this spring mechanism together. So anyway, long story short, he got that all fixed up. And then the tube, or tubes actually, there's two tubes there that connect the carburetor, and you probably can't really, yeah, there you can kind of see up in there, connect the carburetor to the air cleaner. You can see hose clamp right up there. The glare is not coming through. There it is. So yeah, basically the customer bought two hoses that were identical, each of which had a 45-degree bend in them. So some combination of putting those together with like a coupling sleeve, and yeah, went together and looks pretty good. Very clean installation, much better than before, which was I don't know if it's around here somewhere or not. Oh yeah, here it is. Before there was like a corrugated looking radiator hose in there, all kind of stuffed up in there. And so needless to say, this is much cleaner looking. So that's all installed now. I do need to zinc plate this clamp and this bolt here. I'll probably just do those in-house with my little zinc plating kit. And then those will be the final touches on there. And then let's see what else. I think Rafa actually put oil in this motor today, and I believe it is ready to put some gas in the tank and fire up. So might be doing that here in the coming days. So that's pretty exciting. We do need to do a cam break-in. This 40 horse has a new cam in it, so we'll do the 20 minutes at 2,000 RPMs ish cam break in, and then we'll change the oil, double check valves, all that good stuff. But yeah, this thing should be running here very, very soon. And as soon as the owner gets his tires and brings them over, we've got his wheels already, we've got studs, we've got lug nuts. Then this thing can be sitting on the ground, and our interior guy keeps saying he's going to start working on the interior tomorrow. I actually started calling him Senor Mañana, because he's been saying he's going to start on our interior for this car for weeks now, and here we are with no interior. So yeah, hopefully he will actually start on it very soon, because other than that, and like I said, putting on the wheels and tires and breaking in the engine, a little carb adjustment, timing adjustment, stuff like that, this thing is about done. So that was mostly what Rafa did today, was work on those things that I mentioned. The other thing that he did was, again, we're looking at exhaust options for the barn door here. And one option we're looking at is the Arboth style ones that Wolfsburg West sells. And so we're going to go ahead and pull off the stock muffler and see if maybe we can get a hold of one of those from Wolfsburg West for test fitting, and see, we want to do some custom exhaust exit for it. where, I don't know if I described this or not, we're wanting it to come out in the middle and have like an oval style tip. And I don't know that the Arboth one, which has two sets of two tips kind of off to the sides, I don't know that we're going to be able to have those made where they can, kind of like jog over from both sides and come to a tip that would come out the middle without the whole thing sticking out and looking dumb. So I need to get a hold of one of those. And Tiger at A1 Performance Exhaust said if I brought it to him, he could stick his camera in there and see if he could move the location where those exhaust tips come out, maybe. Or if we can't use that one, then I think we're going to have Tiger just make a muffler from scratch. And he can make those canister style ones. He makes them all the time or not all the time, but he makes them occasionally for like Porsches, early Porsches and 356s and stuff like that. So if the Arboth one can't be made to work, then we'll just have Tiger whip up a custom one with the tips, the exhaust tip and everything exactly where we want it and so on. So we'll see. We got options anyway, which is good. But yeah, Rafa started pulling that today so we can mock up the Arboth one and see if that's going to be usable or not. So let's talk about this thing. So those of you that saw the Saturday episode know that I've been chasing some engine noise on this car since the first time I fired it up, which was probably over a week ago. Sounded like valve train noise to me, and I spent all day Saturday chasing valve train noise. I literally tried everything imaginable, at least on the top end of the engine. Obviously, I didn't go into the engine per se. But yeah, even this morning I tried another thing or two, and it made any difference at all, which leads one to believe that maybe it's not valve train noise. So the engine builder stopped by this morning and he heard it too. And he was here when I tried the very last thing that I tried, and that didn't work. And so he said, you know what, sorry, just pull it out and give it to him. So that's exactly what I did. I pulled the motor out and brought it to his shop, and I believe he found the source of the noise, which was a mistake on his part. I will talk about it more later when I know for sure that was it, but I'm like 99.99% sure that what he found was the source of the noise. But I'm so traumatized right now by the whole ordeal that I don't want to start talking about it until we put the motor back together and run it and it's beautifully quiet and we know that was what was going on. So sorry, I don't mean to be a tease or keep you guys in suspense, but this is the second time this motor's been out of this car, and it needs to be perfect, and that's all that I will accept here with this. And so yeah, anyway, I will keep you guys posted. I'm hoping that he can have the motor back together maybe like tomorrow or something. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this box of stuff and the shroud and everything over to his shop and reassemble the motor over there, and then we're going to put it on his dyno basically and run the thing, and it better be quiet and not be making all these sounds. And we'll go ahead and break it in. We'll address any oil leaks or do all that on the engine stand or the dyno. And then and only then will the motor come back to my shop and go back into this car, because I'm not enjoying all the work that I'm having to do for free here, because again, not the customer's fault. I can't charge him, and I don't mean to complain, it has nothing to do with him. It's just I'm frustrated because I've had this motor out a couple times for faults that were not mine, but as the guy building the car, I sort of end up having to do all this free work, pulling the motor out, putting it back in, etc. And likewise, the customer is having to wait way longer than he should have for his bitch and ride here. So huge apologies to him. But yeah, kind of a fiasco here. But in the end, yeah, this car is going to be amazing. Dude's going to love it. It's going to run great. It's going to sound great. But it's been a bit of a path with many twists and turns getting to that point. So anyway, yeah, so that's that. The only other thing I did today was for this bus here, just last tiny couple details to get the motor ready to go in is I added a wire, which you see here, this red one. That is for the power for the relay, which is going to attach here. That's for the remote oil cooler fan. That will be triggered by the fuel injection system via this gray wire right here. And so I ran that wire there, and then I also, on the vehicle itself, I ran the wire from basically from the engine compartment here all the way up to the fan up there. And then likewise I grounded the fan, which I hadn't done previously. So yeah, pretty much that's about all that I did today on this one, was essentially run a couple wires and, you know, get them all nice and secure and all that good stuff. But yeah, pretty frustrating day, working most of the day for free here because of someone else's error, but c'est la vie. So that is it for today, guys. Appreciate you watching, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye.